Happy Monday. Start of the week. Yep. I am in here trying. Hit the button before I meant to hit the button. So I'm eating banana and peanut butter for lunch today. I'm not really hungry. So hopefully this protein will take me a long ways. At least until I can get off work this evening. Yep. And I flopped down on the sofa instead of going in there to my little desk. So I got to hold the phone because I didn't set up nothing. Okay? No, I didn't. Mm-mm. I got a few things to do today. Got to call a vein clinic. They got my referral over there so we can see about this leg. Because this leg got to get straight before summer. I got time to be dragging no leg around all hot summer long. Mm-hmm. I saw some cheap gas. It was $2.97. The going price is $3, $3.09 and up. So I'm gonna go by and fill my tank up with gas, and then I gotta go to work early today. I ain't got a long time today. Okay, so we ain't here for a long time. We're here for a good time because I got child reminder. Go check every bus on the yard and make sure no child was left behind. So I gotta go get in my little golf cart and roll around and check the buses. Yep. Then go pick them up from school. That's how it's going down this evening. Hey, everybody coming in. Good morning. How you doing, Tina? So we're going to have to get started. I'm going to give y'all a few more minutes because sometimes it take a few minutes to get for y'all to know that I'm on. That's because y'all won't hit that like button. You hit the like button and you hit that black bell, that notification bell. Make sure that bell turns black or white or some other color other than clear. You get my notifications. But y'all hard-headed. I just don't know. Hey, I ain't at a point in my life where I'm just going to be repeating myself. So I just don't do it. What you saying, Audrey? Hi there, Ms.V. and lovely chat. What's for lunch? Banana and peanut butter. I'm really not hungry, but I know I need to eat something. And peanut butter is protein, and it'll take you a long ways. So that's what I'm eating today. Mm-hmm. And water. Yep. I was thinking on the way home, what do you want to eat? Well, the co-workers had brought in a case of bananas. So I picked up a ring and a half. Those things were green. I got them last Wednesday. They just turned yellow where I could eat them. Another coworker told me about fried green bananas. I'm like, I ain't gonna eat no banana, no fried green bananas. That don't sound good to me. Y'all frying too many things now. Everything ain't meant to be fried. Hey, LaWanda, how you doing, baby? Y'all come on in, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. You know the three little dots up in the right-hand corner. Y'all got to keep me in the algorithms now. Y'all know I be struggling trying to get out here to talk to y'all. But I make it. But I was on the bus today, and as I was coming home after this weekend, and our little conversation last night, I think it's important. There are a lot of people out here in YouTube land hey, Antoinette, that are going to be going through emptiness syndrome. Their kids are leaving them for the first time. Or maybe they're finishing college and they're coming back in and they're packing up to leave. Well, let me tell you about mine, and then y'all can tell me about your emptiness syndrome. Hey, Queen, I see you made it this morning. What are you grateful for this morning? I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful because I really don't have no aches and pains. I'm grateful because I got a roof over my head. I had transportation to go to work. Grateful because I still got a smile on my face. Grateful that all my little sugar woogers are coming in and ain't nobody complaining about nothing. I got So much to be grateful for. I can't even think of all the things I'm grateful for to just, but that was a good question. And I hope it's some men coming to the chat this morning because I don't know if men go through emptiness syndrome. Do y'all know? Did y'all friends, boyfriends, husbands, significant others, partners, whatever you want to call them, go through that? If you've been through emptiness syndrome, and how did y'all get through it? Or did you go through it? Everybody probably don't go through it. I did. Y'all, I was so ready for that little girl to leave home. Because raising her was like raising 4 or 5 children. Because I told y'all, she was this real bubbly personality. Everybody loved her. Very popular at school. So my house ended up being the house where everybody came to. There was pizza parties every Friday night, or either they go in the freezer, they get out some wieners, and they get some buns out, they thaw everything out, get some chili out the pantry, relish out the refrigerator, mess up my kitchen making hot dogs. Next time I come home, it might be them out there burning up my grill, trying to put hamburgers on the grill. They did a lot, okay? And talk about keeping the house clean. I did the best I could do. I had even a guy who came in and cleaned up my house once a week, and it would stay good until about Wednesday. But when them two came through with that company, baby, I was like, you know what? Y'all gonna start doing all this. Sweep behind you folks. Get them to help you before you leave. I'm not picking up in behind y'all. Y'all gonna keep this kitchen clean. Go clean the bathroom too. Everybody been using the bathroom. Let's get back up here and let me see what you're saying. Hold on. Let me turn this phone down. Because y'all know it'll ring. I got to call the doctor for one thing. Okay. So, let me get back up to the top because somebody's talking to me. Okay. I was up here speaking to Miss Antoinette, and then Miss Carolyn Allen Tottenham came in. Good morning, Carolyn. How's the weather in Houston, Carolyn? It's overcast still. Why does this weather look like hurricane weather already and it's not hurricane season yet? I don't know. That ain't a good sign out there with this weather. Not for this area anyway. Hey, Miss Joy. I miss Miss Charlene coming in. Good morning to you too. Diane, how you doing? Hey, Jackie. Grateful that I woke up this morning, Mr. Gist. I know that's right. Uh, Audrey said, Ms.V, were you able to find your numbers on your phone? I gotta go to T-Mobile. Guess I'll do that when I get off work tonight. The camera ain't working now. I think it's because her hands are so heavy. She hit it so hard. And that reminds me, I need to go over to the bus barn and get the number again from him and look like a idiot. But I'm going to try to explain myself so he won't think, are you playing with me or are you really dumb? Or do you really want your dresser drawers finished? What is the real deal? I do want them. I do. I was so sad I couldn't get it done this weekend. Lordy, you might have to put a lock on your phone when on the bus. I gave it to her. Who is this? Audrey? She likes to play games on the phone. Normally, I let her play games on this phone because this is the spare phone. And I just read the chat normally off of this phone. But I didn't have no charge on this phone. And my dumb butt, the main phone, I let her use. No, I wasn't able to get it back. And then, remember, I couldn't turn the camera around. What was that, Saturday morning? Then all of a sudden, I was getting ready to take a picture of something. And the camera says, warning sign, camera something. Anyway, it doesn't work. All right? So I got to go in to T-Mobile. I don't know if I need to get another phone or if they can fix it. I don't know. I'm always inserting myself into something, trying to make somebody else happy, and look what happens. That's my life. It is what it is. Lordy, you might have to put lock on your phone on the bus. Nah. What I need to do, this morning she got on the bus and she said, phone, please. I said, sorry, broke. And she said, phone, give me. She starts all that ridiculous stuff. And I'm like, no. Broke. She turned around and she looked at me like, she must be crazy. And she just turned on around and then it hit her again and she wanted to play on the phone, play her games. And so she turned around and she said, phone, please. I said, you broke it. She looked at me like, I broke it? Yeah, you. Heavy hand. That's my 200-pounder. Your big old hands. Yeah, you broke it. No phone today. Better find you another toy back there to play with because I keep toys on the bus for them. So she didn't bother. She has really grown up. Baby, she used to give me hell in the beginning, but she's a whole different person now. We have actually become friends. I was sad when she left for college. I got over it fast. And now she's 33. Baby, I know it. I love living in my own space by myself. Lawana, I'm going to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I waited until that day. It was so much fun. I thought it was going to be. Going with her to pick out her prom dresses. She slapped me in the face with that. Mama, can I have your credit card? Jasmine and I are going out to the Galleria to pick out my prom dress. Jasmine is the first cousin. I was like, oh, okay. I said, I thought I was going to help you pick out your... Nah, me and Jasmine, we're going to go do it, and then we're going to go out to eat, and then we're going to do something else after then. Oh, okay. So I'm good for nothing but money at this point. I'm already figuring that out. As if I haven't been the whole time. So that's the first prom dress. Couple of weeks later, Mama, I've been invited to another prom. I need another prom dress. I'm like, why you can't wear that prom dress you got when you went to the first prom? Because there's going to be some kids there from another school been invited too, and they're going to see I had on the same thing. Brandon, do not put over $200 on my credit card. You hear me? You have to have shoes too? No, I got shoes. I just need the dress. Okay. 3 days later, Mama, I'm going to another prom. So she goes to Lamarck. She goes to Dickinson, her own. She goes to either Clear Creek, Clear Brook, or Clear Lake. One of them clears. She had to go to one of them. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, Lord, please just let me get through this. And then I got to go through graduation. Okay? Cap and gown, pictures, and all of that. So we made it. And I thought I was so ready for her to leave because I was sick of her. Always in my pocketbook. I told you that phone was going to ring. And she was smart though. Very sharp. She never came to me with a want. It was always I need. Need carries more weight than want. Want, you can say, no, you don't really need that, or you can get that later. Need, that means you need it right then, right? She was sharp. She's always getting over. But I learned, Lawana, to accept it. But it took a while. It took a couple of months. And I got to tell you this. When she had a little black Honda in high school, and when she drove off in that little black Honda, I just went inside and I boo-hooed. I started crying because I realized she had taken up most of my life, especially those last 6 years. From junior high through high school, there was always something I had to go to. I had to be here. I had to be there. All right. So we finally got her out the house, and I thought I was going to be the happiest person in the world. I was the saddest person in the world. Then it goes on. Let me read some more of y'all's chat. Good morning, Naptown. Hey, friend. My ex was too selfish to feel empty. There's syndrome. I don't know if being, I don't recall my husband going through anything. It was like she went off to Xavier and we dropped her off down there. And then it was like, it was raining outside. She had messed up, completely messed up. I kept telling her, let's go on these college tours and look at the campuses and see if this is really where you want to go. No, she sits up there and listens to him. They go on the computer and look at the colleges. So, of course, on the computer, they going to show you the best. We get down to Xavier, New Orleans, and they got these old bathrooms with these incinerators in them. She's in a very old, probably the first dorm they ever built there. Never shared a room with nobody in her life unless it was a friend she had over. She was in for a rude awakening. When we pulled up, oh, she was excited all the way down there because that's all she had been talking about. I'm going to Xavier. I'm going to Xavier. Okay, okay. You going to Xavier. $10,000 back then a semester. Okay. So we get there and it started raining. It rains all the time in New Orleans. And her cousin Jasmine was with us, and it was me and my husband, Jasmine and Brandon. And it was my husband's birthday, so we were going to celebrate his birthday in New Orleans. And we pull up after celebrating his birthday. We had gone out to eat and have drinks and all of that. And we pull up to the dorm, and it wasn't bad looking on the outside. But baby, when we went inside and she saw that room and she saw that incinerator and she looked at that little bitty closet space that they had in there and 3 little dresser drawers. And she say, this is it? I said, didn't I tell you to go on these college tours? But you chose not to. Yeah, this is it. This is where you're going to be. I hope you like it. And I'm in there trying to get the bed made up and putting the mattress cover and all that stuff on and putting the new sheets on. And she's sitting over there looking like she done lost her best friend. And I knew what was going to happen. We left her standing on the steps in the rain. And Jasmine is saying, we can't leave her. We can't leave her. Brenda don't know what to do. She's standing out in the rain. That truck, we were in a rented 14-passenger van. And he pulled right on off like he didn't even see us standing there. So no, I don't think they go through it. Mine didn't anyway. The weather here is overcast and a little windy. About the same, Carolyn. Good morning, Cam. How you doing? Welcome. Cam, you a man. No, you a woman. I'm sorry. I'm looking for a man in the chat to ask them if they go through emptiness syndrome. Everybody does know what emptiness syndrome is, right? It refers to the grief that many parents feel when their children move out of the home. This condition is typically more common in women who are more likely to have had the role of the primary care. That's emptiness syndrome. Okay? So if you haven't experienced it, you might. So we're going to talk about some ways to get through it here today. I have experienced emptiness syndrome a few years ago. I felt lost. However, I had to snap out of it and go get back on track. Okay, Tajisti, so you've already had that experience. Lawana, I can't wait till my kids are 33. Don't rush them. Don't rush them. Do not. They don't stay kids long. It seems like it's forever from the lap to maybe about the 6th grade. Once she got to junior high, that time started moving. Next thing I knew, she was in high school. Next thing I knew, I was going through emptiness syndrome. Her brother had already left. I told you I raised a stepchild, so he was gone. So it was me and him. But you know what I realized? I didn't know my husband. I really didn't know him. Because all my time was spent working or either running in behind them 2 kids. Yep. And we had changed. I don't want to say, same here, Ms.V. I have had and only child as well. I went through the exact same thing. That girl had 4 prom dresses for each year of high school and homecoming dresses. I can totally relate, baby. That's why I thought it was going to be so easy getting rid of her. Then I went and I got her a credit card at the credit union where I work. So if anything happened to the vehicle, like if she needed a tire, if a tire blew out or whatever, she ain't got to be calling me up and looking for money. So I made it where you got a line of credit for $500. I'm only establishing you. Not only am I giving you a little extra cushion with the money, but I'm establishing you credit also. I'm wrong. I started off with 1,000. Baby, sister girl ran that 1,000 up the first month. I said, okay, we're going to go lower these limits. I'm going to go on and pay that off, and we're going to lower you down to 500 because that is supposed to be for emergencies. If something happens to the vehicle and you need to get it fixed. Yeah. If it's not covered by the warranty, because the warranty was still on that car. Yeah. Hey, Pookie. Hello, welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Hey, Elaine, Miss Aretha. I had emptiness syndrome. I think a lot of us go through it. And how did y'all get through it, though? Because I had to get involved in things that I wanted to do. Good morning, Vonda. Vonda, we're in here talking about emptiness syndrome this morning. Eating a banana with peanut butter. And on my little break today, it's going to be a short break today. And I want to know how y'all got through it. Did it just pass? What'd you do? So let me tell you, there are some stages of emptiness syndrome. Did you know that? It's 3 stages. It's grief. Think back. It was almost like somebody had laid down and passed on. That's the same feeling you get. Then there's relief once you get through the grief. It's like, think about a clock. You're at 12 o'clock and you go through this grief cycle. And when you get back to 12, then you're going to move to the next cycle, which is relief. And the last cycle is joy. You finally get there. But everybody goes through it at a different timetable. Nobody's going to be the same thing. Some people can get through it real fast. Some others, it takes a longer period of time because they don't get up and get themselves involved in what they want to do. Hey, Miss Jackie Johnson. Just think about going through all that with twins. Oh, Lord. But I always wanted twins, Jackie. I really did. You stayed broke? Yeah, because a good parent is always going to try to give them what they need and you going to do without. And then they can eat, especially if they boys. They'll eat you out of house and home. And then got the nerves to bring friends over there eating too. Elaine said, it's hard. I had to cry it out until I got past it. Oh, Elaine. I got up and I found me things to do. I got involved with friends that I didn't have time for while I was raising her. We started vacationing together, taking bus trips up to, we went up to Missouri. What's that place called? In the mountains. And went to a motorcycle rally. We went to Arkansas. I just started moving around and doing things I want to do. Got more involved in church where, as before, I was working shift work, so I couldn't go all the time. And then when she was there, first part of her life, I was working shift work. And then the later part, I started getting more involved in church when I got into the beauty shop. So I took up a lot of time there. I joined the mission, which I was real happy about because the mission went down to New Orleans when it flooded, and we helped them to repair their homes and put homes back together and fed the hungry down there. And that was an enjoyment. And I got in the choir full time. I started in the choir like on 2 Sundays, and then I would greet the people coming in first and third, and then sing in the choir on second and fourth, and work in the kitchen. So the church took up a lot of my time too. And then what else did I do? I started going to hair shows, something I couldn't do because I didn't have the time to go. So a couple of beauticians and I set out and we went to Florida to a hair show. I never went. That was the most fun. I mean, it was really fun. And we had never been on a trip together. We knew each other, but had never been out of town together. And we had so much fun at the hair show. And then two white girls that I knew, we went to a hair show. It was down in Austin. And I drove and they rode with me, and we all worked in a beauty shop together. That was before I had my own beauty shop. And then we went to a concert that night, and it was just, we just had a ball. It was fun. And that kind of got me into doing me. And that's how I broke away from missing her and doing what she was doing. Miss Aretha says, my son is my only child. A lot of people got only children out here, including me. He moved away for 10 years. I went and got my granddaughter every weekend. When she went to school all day, I hit the club every weekend until I got it out of my system. Yeah, you got to find something to do because you'll become depressed if you don't. Mm-hmm. Elaine is saying eventually went to work. That really helped. Okay. Yeah, that'll take your mind off because you're busy thinking about your job. Jackie says, I cried when my girls graduated from high school because I knew I was going to be alone. Yeah, and you had two of them. Ugh. If I could have had it my way, I would have had twins and I'd have had two boys. If I could have done it my way. Yeah. When I left the ex and he took me to court, the court ruled for week on week off parenting schedule. Week on week off parenting schedule. Oh, okay. I get it. He got him 1 week, week on week off parenting schedule. And then you had a break and then he took, I think I'm understanding that. The first week they were with him, I was so sick I didn't know what to do with myself. Yeah, it plays a toll on you. Ross is going through that now with them kids moving out. She better find her something to do, something she like to do, because her life has been those kids. The next court date, I asked for the kids' primary care, and I was granted. Oh, good, Tajisty. That's how I recovered from the empty nest syndrome, baby. So you went through a lot of grief. See, I told you, everybody goes through it at a different stage. Hey, Jean Hurst, come on in. We chatting this morning about empty nest syndrome. My daughter was fine. I wasn't used to her driving so far. Same thing here. She had only driven from the house to the high school and around in the city. And at that time, we lived in a small city. We lived in Texas City. So, and then she would come up to Clear Lake as far as the mall. But she hadn't really branched off into big town Houston until her senior year. And I had to let her do it. I had to let her drive in the city because you going to a city. And you got to learn how to drive in these different places. Now that I look back, Sam Houston State wasn't as far away as it seemed. Everything seemed far, Elaine. Yeah. I had a niece that went there. Hey, Jean. Good morning. How you doing? Okay, let's see what else we're going to talk about here. So, how did you get past empty nest syndromes? So, it says here are a few tips if you're experiencing feelings of loss due to empty nest syndrome. Accept the timing. Avoid comparing your child's timetable to your own experience or expectations. Keep in touch. Seek support. Stay positive. Okay, so y'all have been telling me a little bit about what y'all have been doing to get past the empty nest syndrome. So that is what the book says. Accept the timing. Avoid comparing your child's timetable to your own experience. Keep in touch with them. Seek support. And it's easier to keep in touch with them these days because y'all can Zoom and, chat on the computer. You can see their face. Back then, it was like the telephone. Yeah, that was it. But you still were glad to hear their voice. So the next thing is emptiness syndrome, a mental illness. What do y'all think? I'll wait. Get another bite of my banana while I'm waiting. Do you think it's a mental illness? And then I'm gonna tell you what it really is. I need another hand. I should have been an octopus. I need one hand for one phone because I didn't bother to put it in the stand. Okay. Jean says, Ms.V, I was an empty nester for a while. She loved it. And her granddaughter's living with her now. Okay, so you really didn't have a long time to go through being an empty nester? What, you don't think so, Miss Aretha? Talk to me. Oh, you saying it's not a mental illness. You don't think so. And then to just is saying it can be. Let's see what the book says. It says emptiness syndrome can lead to mental illness, such as depression and anxiety. So yes, depression is a part of mental illness and anxiety. Or behaviors like financial risk taking or substance misuse. It usually lasts for about 2 months, but could go on for longer depending on other factors, such as financial stress or health situations. Well, we all probably should have gone through financial stress. The Lord knows she was stressing my checking account out constantly. I got 2 bank accounts down now. One, well, actually I had 4 because I had one for the business, a savings account, my checking account, and an account with me and her on it. So that's 4. I was forever rotating money out of one of them accounts and putting it in her account. There's always something. I had just got over 3 people in the house with braces, $4,000 a pop for each mouth. So that was $12,000 spent on teeth. His teeth, her teeth, my teeth. All right. Just bought a car. He had a car note. She got a car note. I got a car note. The husband got a car note. That's 4 car notes, 4 insurances. That's draining. I should have gone through depression and flip side, the anxiety. Okay, so that's what the book says. You can go through it, Miss Aretha. All right. So how long does emptiness syndrome last? Anybody got any idea? I think it's different for everybody. Let's see. It depends on where you look. It seems that emptiness syndrome, which is indeed a real thing, can last from a couple of months to a year or more. But it's all good, as they say. They're off doing what they're supposed to be doing. Hopefully. Okay? Hey, Auntie Millie. Blessings to everyone this morning. My mom thought she would have emptiness. She was sad, but my parents quickly began exploring and enjoying, loved it, and retired. Now we're like friends too. Yeah. I think my daughter and I grew up as friends, but I always had a boundary. Don't cross this line, because that's when you're stepping over into me being mother, okay? I'm going to always be mother, but when you step over that line, mother gonna come with some rules and some regulations and you might not like them. So just stay on this side as a mother and a friend and don't cross the line where the friendship gonna stop, okay? Because you just messed up. I set some boundaries because we were best friends. We talked about everything and I always left the door open for her to do that. My door is always open. Knock and you shall receive, okay? because I want to know. I don't like it when kids are going through stuff and you don't know, you can't help them. If they don't know what's happening in that world. And I was a nosy parent. I crawl around on the floor, down on my knees, eavesdropping at the door, seeing what she was talking about, what they were talking, but they was boring. They wasn't talking about that. They be on there on the phone and giggling and laughing and wasn't nothing funny. Okay. The next thing, what age are most empty nesters? Anybody want to take a guess? What age are empty nesters? It's amazing how much time can change people relationships. My parents were always strict with me. Everyone knew their role. Soon as I got married, we became closer as friends. Yeah, because that's his responsibility now. That's the way we look at it. You're not my responsibility anymore. You chose a partner, and I ain't gonna be nosy in y'all's business. And I don't want to be in y'all's business. Y'all handle up on your business at home, and don't bring it to me because I don't know. I don't want to know. Let me see. I think I missed somebody. Ms.V, you haven't had but one person this morning to kick out. Some man talking about cougars, but not many kids or trolls. It's like that some days. Some days they flood the chat, and other days you don't see them. It's amazing how much time can change. Okay, I read that one. Change people or relationships. My parents were always strict with me. Everyone knew their role. Soon as I got married, we became friends. Yes. Um, so you went through it 2 weeks? Oh, mine was longer than that. She left in August. And I think I was just getting over it around November, around the holidays when she was ready to come back home again. And then there she go, leave it again. But it didn't bother me. Because Christmas was right behind Thanksgiving and she was coming right back home again. And then they was going to have that semester break. But she came home that November. Oh my gosh, she must have gained 20 pounds. She was the one depressed. She had chose a university, a college, because it's a university now, that she did really want to go to. Too young. You in New Orleans, Louisiana, party capital of the world, and you sitting up there, all your friends getting ready to go out, and you sitting up there like this, because you just 17, you can't go nowhere. Y'all can go in the day. You ain't have no nightlife. It's not like when you were in high school and you knew the bouncers at the door, and because they knew me, they let you in and they watched over you. No, 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 no. It's a whole different environment now. To just as saying, I didn't know age would be a factor in emptiness syndrome. I was 32. Well, they're giving a typical age that you normally go through it. And here they're saying 40 to 60. Apparently, you had your child early to Gisty. Because I think I was late 30s when she left home because I was 40-ish when she graduated from college. Yeah. Okay. It says most people become empty nesters between the ages of 40 and 60. Many are still working, and some experience newfound financial freedom since they are no longer paying for food, clothing, childcare, and other costs related to raising kids. So that's why they brought up the age, I guess. Okay. Y'all, this ain't easy trying to hold these phones. All right. So, what happens to people with emptiness syndrome? Symptoms of emptiness syndrome can include depression, a sense of loss of purpose, feelings of rejection, or worry, stress, and anxiety over the child's welfare. Parents who have experienced emptiness syndrome often question whether or not they have prepared adequately for their child to leave home independently. I wasn't prepared. I thought I was, but in the end, I really wasn't. And it sounds like a lot of y'all weren't prepared either. Okay. Wait a minute. I gotta go back up. I lost my place again. Oh. I gotta find where I was. Hold on, y'all. I have no idea. I just didn't want to miss y'all's comments. Okay. Oh, that was the last comment. Y'all ain't talking. I thought I had some more comments to read. Well, anyway, let me go on about my business then. Um, can single moms survive empty nest syndromes? I think so. Let's see what they say. Mm-hmm. As I don't think it's got anything to do with whether you single, whether you gonna go through it, whether you single, married, or otherwise. Okay, according to this study, a psychologist did. He says a single mom and the author of A Complete Single Mother, solo moms generally have an easier time navigating the emptiness transition. Y'all feel that way? Solo moms generally have an easier time navigating the emptiness transition because they're shared household responsibilities with their kids from the start. All right? Okay. Let's see what you're saying, Tagistic. Auntie says, Tagistic, usually empty nest is referred to when kids leave for college or marriage, get grown, or leave home. It's basically them leaving home. Are you experiencing it due to divorce? The kids are going to their dads? What did Tagistic say? Oh, okay. Tagistic said, I was lost and my anxiety was high. I was crying every day. I survived. Yeah, you will survive it. You're going to get used to it. It's no different than a death. At the time it happens, you think you're not going to be able to make it. You're not going to be able to go through this. But we all get through it. Some just take longer than the others. And remember the stages of the syndrome? The first one was grief. So you go through that same emotion as if they're gone for good. No, they're gone out your house. And now that I look back on it, hopefully for good. So far, she's 41 now. I ain't seen her back in my house. Not to come back in and live. Where's my napkins? Oh, hold on. It's just a saying fact. Okay? The way I understood it from Tajista, because she's young, is that she's trying to adjust to the kid. No, she already has one, I tell you, that has left home. So she's been through it. She's been through the emptiness syndrome. She has younger kids, but she has one kid apparently that's already gone. So, what is the most likely response of parents to the empty nest syndrome? Let's see. Reactions might include sadness, depression, irritability, anger, resentment, anxiety, guilt, loneliness, and even some physical symptoms. You might make yourself sick. If these symptoms persist longer than a prolonged period of time, a mental health professional can assist with recovery. So see, it's deep. It can get really, really deep. If y'all are real attached, and like I was with mine, I mean, her life was my life, basically. I knew if I didn't get up and find me something to do, I would have went through every last one of these: sadness, depression, irritability, anger, resentment, anxiety, guilt, loneliness, and even some physical symptoms. To just as saying, Millie, it was everything. 10 years of marriage and the kids not staying with me. Now they are fully with me and I am at peace. That's good. Tagistic. It's always good to have peace in your life. To me, you're not really living if your life doesn't have peace in it. I mean, you're just going through the motions every day, suffering through anxiety and depression and all different kind of disorders that can come with it: physical, mental, socially, emotionally, financially. To me, that ain't living. Mm-mm. Will I ever get over the emptiness syndrome? For some, emptiness syndrome is passing sadness that might last for a few days to a few weeks, even months. For others, it can feel more intense, being longer lasting, and might even stir up feelings of depression and anxiety. It's important to know that all of these feelings are normal, part of life's big changes. Okay? Getting on down. Oh my God, this time is passing fast. So, how do you reinvent yourself after you become an empty nester? How did y'all reinvent yourself? Reinventing yourself. The empty nester bucket. Travel. Travel somewhere that you've always wanted to go and never went. If you can't afford it because you're just coming out of financial ruins dealing with them, take short road trips. Spend the night in a hotel. See wherever you're going. Make that your vacation. It's not so much, I found in life, where you're going. If it's not a place that you really want to go, you can be just as bored there as if you had stayed at home. Go to some place you really want to go and see, and do a lot of traveling. I always tell y'all, travel now, because when you get up in age, it's harder to travel. You're moving slower. You might not be able to climb up things like you used to. Carrying them baggage back and forth. You know how we used to load down and then pay the man, the porter, and throw them to him? But somebody got to get them out the car to get them there. And if you're alone by yourself, like I would be, I don't carry a lot of clothes like that. I carry, like this summer, going on my vacation, shorts, tops, lightweight stuff, um, tights that I can roll, underwear. I roll up everything in the suitcase. Nothing that's got to be pressed. If it's got to be pressed, I ain't wearing it. Unless I'm going there for a special event, and then it's hanging, I'm not going to do it. Auntie said, oh, okay, for some reason I thought you just didn't have any children over 18 who left when we discussed the custody schedule. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving here, because my time is running out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay a whole hour. The next thing you can do to reinvent yourself is take up a new hobby. What do you like to do? Like to fish? Like to bowl? Go to the movies? Go shopping? Arts and crafts? What else can you do? It's a lot of things you can do. Go walk on the beach. Get into some kind of exercise group. It's a many things you can do. Yeah, find something that excites you, something you're interested in, so you'll be wanting to go all the time. Bicycle ride around the neighborhood. You can do a lot of stuff. Carolyn said, I traveled as usual. I just was by myself. It's the same thing here now, Carolyn. Yeah. Um, Back then, it was more so friends, but they have gotten older. And a lot of them don't want to go nowhere now. So if I want to go, I just got to get up and go. Mm-hmm. Y'all doing good with the like button today. Thank you. I appreciate that. You can start volunteering. There's a lot of places you can go and do volunteer work. Get your finances in order because things are going to change now. You don't have them. That's a bill gone. You paid it off now. You're done with that. So reinvent your finances. Redo them. Learn a new language. I never thought about that. We living here in Texas, Carolyn. We could have gone to college in the mainland, or whatever school is around you, and learn Spanish. You don't even have to go to school now because you can order these Spanish speaking apps and all that stuff and learn the language right in your own home. Start a new side hustle. Maybe you're a great cook. Maybe you love children. And that's one way to get the children back in the house. Open up your little daycare or keep a few kids in your home. That'll take up your time all day long and make money. Okay? Reconnect with your partner. Because you sure don't know them after they leave. Hey, baby, who is this? And focus on self-care. Because you haven't been focusing. I mean, we kept ourselves up. But now you can really, really go get the right shade of makeup. You can sit down and let them blend it or whatever they got to do. You can sit down and enjoy getting your fingernails done. Now you don't have to be in a hurry. Oh, can you hurry up? I got to be here. I got to be there. Yeah, take some time for you. I just went away last month by myself. Absolutely loved it. Okay, Miss Aretha, I've learned to do that now and it doesn't bother me. My cousin, she's passed away now. She was a year younger than me. But she used to travel by herself all the time. And I thought, man, that seems like that would be so boring. No, it's not. Now that I don't have anybody to travel with, it's not at all. Because I can go do what I want to do. If I don't want to be at a certain place at a certain time, I don't have to. If I don't want to eat until later on, I ain't got to stop with this group and eat when they want to eat. It's advantages to traveling by yourself. It really is. Okay? Jean is saying, yes, I agree with about traveling, Ms.V. I did quite a bit all over Europe and the Caribbean. Yes, it's very important to get out there and see the world. Instead of sitting up there when you get to be of age and wishing you had done this or wishing you had gone there. It's too late. Go see the world. Just start looking for tickets now for somewhere for you to go to this summer. It's going to be all kind of sales going on the cruises, because I haven't been on a cruise since the Big C. I ain't wanted to. I ain't shut me up on that ship with that sea in there. If we can't keep our own company, that's something to look at. I'm my own best friend. You got to be. Even though you may have a husband, ain't nothing guaranteed. I had one too. He's no longer here. That was another change in my life I had to adjust to. How do you fix emptiness syndrome? Sometimes there are suggestions out there that say you should be planting a tree, maybe do some gardening, decorating around the house. Y'all notice I did a lot of that. That's my pastime. I enjoy doing that, making things, crafting. I've done this now in here all year. So the summer, I probably switch stuff around. Add some, take some. So I won't be looking at the same old thing all the time. I used to speak fluent Spanish, learned working down in the valley for several years. I didn't know you worked there, Carolyn. I like the valley too. It's different. Use it every now and then with my Spanish speaking patients. Okay. I wished I had taken it in college. I went and took French and then forgot everything I ever knew. Nobody to speak it with. So discuss your thoughts, your feelings, and your future plans with a spouse if you have one, or your significant other. Seek advice and support from other friends who understand how you feel. Some of them may also have experienced an empty nest syndrome. Give yourself time to adapt to the new changes because it is. You are almost where you were when you first started out, but the age is different. You're middle aged most of the time when they're getting ready to leave home. Whereas when you started out, maybe you were by yourself, but you were young. You were young teen, late teens, or either early 20s. It's a big difference in the age. And that's what you look back on. I do, and I say, dog, I spent most of my life in my early years working and raising children. And now I'm finally here. I don't know what to do with myself. That's when I jumped up and I started traveling. Now we travel a lot, me and her. My husband was one of those, had been in the Navy. He wasn't interested in travel. He had been everywhere he wanted to go, but he didn't stop us from going. So all of my 20-ish travels and 30-ish travels was where she wanted to go. And in our younger years, it was the Disney World, it was the Disneyland, it was Six Flags over this and Six Flags over Georgia. And it's just her kind of stuff. But I enjoyed it then because I was younger. But now, if my grandkids come talking about let's go, I don't know. I'm gonna give you the money and you tell your mama to take you, okay? Yes, ma'am. I worked in McAllen. I went and took my mom down to McAllen and Brownsville. We actually were in Harlingen. Um, Rented a car and we went to Harlingen and McAllen and Brownsville. We toured that area. When you were travel nursing, okay, okay. And they got a big zoo. It was that was in Brownsville. My mom had had surgery, varicose vein stripping. She was in a wheelchair, and I was pushing her around when we went through the zoo. I pushed her up to the doors, and she was to kick the door with the her foot. I didn't know when she kicked the door we were gonna go down. Baby, I let loose of the wheelchair and I was running, trying to get my mom to get her stopped. And she was just like sitting there so calm. I was like, Lord have mercy, why did they do this? And it was kind of dark in there for a minute. Ooh, okay. That should have been fun too, Carolyn. Travel nursing. I know one lady, oh, we're friends, and she lives in Texas City, and she's just coming home off the road. Um, she's been a lot of places too. Yeah, but it worked out well. Her and her husband hadn't been married that long, but she wanted a new house, and she said, "I'm going on this road, and I'm getting this money," and it worked out fine. She was gone for about 5 years, back and forth, back and forth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, y'all, I'm coming up on my hour, so let's see, can I wrap this up? Okay. Because it's a lot more to it. Mm, okay. So anyway, let me wrap it up. Um, Let me just say this. You can get through it. And don't become depressed. I've given you many things that you can go out there and do. Just know you're going to have to find you. It's a time for you to self-love you. And hold on. Okay. Give yourself some self-love, self-care. Get into the things that you've always wanted to do. Look, you just paid off a big bill. They're gone now. Take that money you were spending on them and spend it on you. Get out and travel. See the world. Um, Find your mate again. Because if you don't, y'all are gonna be lost. And ain't no guarantee it's gonna work out either. Nope. Y'all start dating again. Pick a night. Whatever night y'all want. Take off on the weekend, just you and him for a change. And y'all spend time together. Okay? It'll work. I promise it'll work. Between my Air Force tours and travel nursing, I got to travel all over. And early on, I traveled with my two children. Good, Carolyn. So you've seen a lot of the world, so there'll be no regrets there. Lots of pictures, lots of memories. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so my hour is up, y'all. And I really brought this out here because I know that there are a lot of parents that are going to go through this or have been through this. And I appreciate y'all conversating in the chat. Even if you've been through it, there are people that now know how to deal with this or know it's coming. I didn't even have a clue. I never stopped to think about an empty nest syndrome. So it just hit me smack smooth upside the head. But I got through it and you'll get through it too. So I got to get out of here because I got to finish eating and I got to go back to work. But I will see you good guys tonight. I think we're going to play a game tonight, okay? That'll be fun after a long Monday to play a game. So y'all hit that like button up in the right hand corner for me. Like, share, and subscribe. We're going to do the giveaway I made up in my mind. We're going to do it next week. That'll give everybody over here who wants to be a member, but to become a member. It's not fair to my members who have been paying all this time and I've done nothing for them. So it will be a members only 6K giveaway next week. I'll announce the day. Probably early week. Okay? So you got a whole week to do it. Love you much. Talk to y'all later. Hope y'all have enjoyed the live. See ya.